announcement in baseball. Right around ENN.
Why 6? Can I ask that?
I have no idea.
It's every year.
But like,
that's all their awards.
If you want to tell me that the MLB network wants to get ratings, then have it at 8. Have it in prime time.
So you know what, Don?
6 o'clock. But if you're going to do it where you want to try to get buzz around baseball, why don't you do it earlier so we can actually discuss it?
It's an excellent point. Well, then we can discuss it tomorrow, but it looks like Beltre is going to make it. And he's going to make it easily. Billy Wagner has a chance. Todd Helton has a chance. Gary Sheffield is right there on the precipice, and this is his last year.
So far, what you've described leans much more towards Griffin from Connecticut than prime Suzanne Summers. You know what I'm saying?
Wow. What's the one that I missed, though?
Well, you got Utley.
Utley, I don't think he's going to make it, though.
Yeah, I don't think he... No.
So getting in is Beltre, Wagner, Helton, and there was one other. And the big question mark is whether or not... Oh, Joe Mauer will get in.
Yeah,
Joe Mauer is going to get in. David Wright, we'll see what kind of support that he gets. But it's going to be interesting to see with Sheffield. Also, Andrew Jones. This is his last year. I think it's his 9th year. And this is Billy Wagner's 9th year as well.
Yeah, I was seeing a lot of support for Chase Utley. I don't get it. And that's not me hating on him. I don't, as a Met fan, I don't hate him the way a lot of Met fans do. Everything went down with the Dodgers and all that. He's a hard-nosed player. It's tough to like him as a Met fan, but he's somebody that I'd love to have on my team. And I know he compiled a lot in the postseason, but he only won the one ring.
But he is a 6-time All-Star.
All right.
Won the Silver Slugger 4 times.
Ooh, I don't know. I think they've devalued the Hall of Fame. You start saying he's a really good player. You're describing somebody that's not a Hall of Famer.
You know what bothers me, though, Don, is that one of the things that they're giving Chase Utley, this is a guy, Peter Gammon said this in The Athletic, every time he came to the ballpark, all he cared about was winning. Okay, then Brett Gardner's a Hall of Famer. I mean, there's a lot of players like that just aren't great players.
Right, but and maybe it's a bias to me, but I think of the Hall of Fame as the greatest ever to play the game. So when I say, really, Chase Utley, he was a good ball player. Well, you're describing somebody that's not a Hall of Famer.
Right.
Very good is not Hall of Fame. Hall of Fame is outstanding. It's great. It's the greatest to ever play the game. That who belongs there. And listen, Sheffield has that magic number of 500, although since PEDs, that isn't a magic number anymore. It's not like 3,000 hits.
He's close to 3,000 hits.
But, he's also compiled. He played till he was 40. Mm-hmm. He won a batting title. I'm not putting him in the Hall of Fame, and I'm not putting Billy Wagner in the Hall of Fame. I mean, I understand it's tough for closers, and I'm not going to judge everybody around Mariano Rivera, but did Billy Wagner, consistently throughout his career, strike fear was automatic?
Well, the thing with Billy Wagner is, and we were talking about this off the air, if you look at advanced metrics, he was better than most pitchers when he pitched. I mean, top of the line.
If I have to look at advanced metrics, then I'm working too hard to determine if you're the Hall of Fame, right? It's got to pop at me, Peter. It's got to be like a splash in the face. If I've got to search for it.
Do you realize that he just said the advanced metrics show that he's better than most other pitchers? Well, yeah, that should be obvious. We're talking about a Hall of Famer, right? Well, we need advanced metrics to tell you that? They should all be better than most other players.
And listen, Billy Wagner was a Met, and I like him. He's a really good closer. But when I'm thinking Hall of Fame,
I got this. No one on this list is giving me any movement. Brian Callahan, according to Adam Schefter.
1 second, Beltre's in to the Hall of Fame.
Okay, Beltre's in the Hall of Fame.
Is in.
Oh, okay, wow.
And Joe Mauer. So Billy Wagner missed.
Boy, this is sexy.
They're still announcing. Okay.
I'm buying my tickets right now to go to the Hall of Fame.
Really? Have you ever been to Cooperstown?
No.
You should. It's really delightful.
I would love to go.
It's beautiful.
Who would I go for?
You know what? Go with Natalie. It's a beautiful weekend.
You don't have to go for the ceremony.
Don't go for the ceremony. That's a bacchanal. Just go there and see the museum and walk around this beautiful town.
You know what? Done. Don't challenge me to have a good time.
No, I'm telling you. I went with my family, and we had a delightful time.
Beautiful museum?
Everything about the place. It's a beautiful town.
All of Cooperstown in general.
It's just like back in time. Idyllic is what I
Does it feel like Spring Valley or Hill Valley?
It doesn't have the theater.
You mean the church and the clock tower?
Yeah, but there was also a theater in the middle of the town.
There's no theater.
I don't think so.
Is there an Enchantment Under the Sea dance?
If I stayed there long enough, there might have been. But it's really wonderful, all kidding aside. I've been to the Football Hall of Fame, Hack wackadoodle-doo.
Really?
Compared to the baseball
No, because
thing?
he's not a football guy.
I know.
Can's fine. Well, all museums are overrated, including Cooperstown. But I do enjoy. But you talk it up and you'll go and you're like, it's nice. But the Hockey Hall of Fame, they're all nice.
But the town of Cooperstown,
the town of Cooperstown is very
much better than Canton.
That's what I'm saying. I think everyone agrees.
Canton, you stay in Cleveland. You think you make it's like a 30-minute ride or whatever.
I didn't like it. I wasn't that impressed. I like the busts, but the rest of the museum was eh.
We always like the bust, don't we?
I was Peter,
especially you guys.
When you went to Cleveland Town, was the river on fire?
It was not on fire.
Did you buy a house for the price of a VCR?
I did that.
Oh, boy.
But they do a nice ceremony, though. They moved it now to Fawcett Stadium, which is there. They used to do it right outside of the museum.
Billy Wagner missed by 5 votes. If I'm Billy Wagner, I'm going out and hunting writers and say, who didn't vote?
I want to know right now.
I want to know.
Punch you right in the face.
5 people. Imagine that. It's like the old Jerry Seinfeld bit. When you finish second in the Olympics, you're training your whole life. A blink and you're second.
And Maurer got in by 4.
Wow. So he lost a lot of votes other than the public ones.
Now, am I just a baseball, yes, whatever, hater, that I just consider this class to sound really drab? Is that me?
There's nothing wrong with that.
Is it a fair? Are you far off from agreeing?
There's no Jeter and Mariano and Griffey. But they're great players.
Right, really nice players.
Can I tell you one quick story?
You know what? We are so close out of time. I just think we got.
I'm sorry, Michael. This is definitely my daughter. So she was at...
Yeah, Michael, we're going to have to pick this up next week.
No, you have 2.
So there were 11 teams. It was called Battle of the Books.
Okay.
All right, so they all got up and they were questioned about books they had to read. Mm-hmm. So 5 kids on each team. Her team finished second.
Oh, boy.
All right. And so I said to her, afterward, Callie, that's really good, finishing second. She goes, second is the first loser, Dad. There's nothing good about it.
Guess a big Earnhardt fan.
And I said, that's my kid.
That is your kid.
That's my kid.
You weren't proud of that, though. You
no,
told her.
I don't like participation trophies.
Well, it's not a participation. How many? There's 11 teams. You could still say, I know you came up short, but you should still be very proud.
I did say that, but I want her to want to win.
I'm so impressed by you, Michael.
Thank you. Why?
That you've raised a child who is so yours.
Right. DNA had nothing to do with it.
You did good. You really did good.
Gary Sheffield fell short. 63.9%. Wasn't even close. Yeah, got 75 to get in.
People think he's a whatchamacallit, right? Do people think he's a PD guy?
I mean, there's because he did the cream and trained with Barry Bonds, but he said he didn't even know what he was doing. He never tested. He never
hell of a ball player.
An intentional error to get out of Milwaukee didn't help either, I'm sure. Right, Michael?
I don't know. That was so long ago. He was a kid.
They count everything in baseball.
So I didn't finish this up. Let me just say. So the Titans are close to this deal with Brian Callahan, the Bengals offensive coordinator. I don't know how I feel. I guess everyone is just looking for the next sexy young coordinator to make head coach. Right. Commanders will likely do the same thing with Ben Johnson. And
Falcons won't.
No, they won't.
A sexy old man.
And have you noticed that Kanye dressed more and more like Bill Belichick?
But he has those platinum teeth. Bill doesn't.
It's a great point. Yeah. And then again, let's be honest. When you see pictures these days of Kanye and his wife, are you paying attention to Kanye?
No, Sensori is special.
There's some. I said it today on Hot, and I'll say it again. I don't see eye to eye with Kanye on everything.
But Sensori.
But when I see the Sensori photos, we're talking about Bianca Sensori, his wife. Donna.
I saw.
You know what we're talking about.
Yes.
You better read it.
That'll do it for ENN. It's brought to you by Security Dodge. I thought it was Sensory. I don't know.
Well, she affects this.
Shop 24/7 at securitydodge.com during their Starting Something New